This is Cindy and Destiny with Keep It Real Podcast, and we're excited to have the talented, beautiful, and just powerhouse Arie Alexander with us today. So good to have you.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. It's Double A, Arie Alexander, the queen of the German Suplex, and I'm super excited to be on this podcast today.
Oh, we're excited to have you. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I kind of grew up around wrestling. My dad started wrestling in 1992, and then he had quit for a long time until I started getting older because my mom had me, so he kind of got away from wrestling, and then he got back into it, and I would always go watch him, and we would always watch wrestling on TV and stuff together, and he always told me, like, I don't want you to do it, you know. And then I did like this random thing. I was managing like some guy that he was going against, and I was managing him, and then they wanted us to do like this little practice match, and I did it, and I loved it, and he found me a training school, and here I am 5 years later. Love it. So that's kind of how I started, and I'm really glad that I did it and didn't listen to
him. So your dad was your inspiration. Is he, he's the one that made you want to wrestle?
Yes, definitely. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing this at all.
That's awesome. So what have you been up to lately? What are some things that you've been?
Lately, I've had some really cool opportunities. I've got to do AEW in Cincinnati in my hometown. I've done a lot of really cool, big indie shows. I just did one on Saturday in Chillicothe. We had so many fans. It was insane. So I got some more up and coming things here soon with AEW and stuff. So just got to look out for me.
Well, we'll definitely be looking out for you because, like I told you, you're one of our favorites.
Oh,
we love anytime we get a chance to get around to where you're going to be, we try to be there.
Oh, thank you.
And what I noticed when I made the post the other day, somebody said that you were a title holder.
Yeah. So I hold the women's title at Extreme Valley Wrestling, Premier League Wrestling, New South, and I feel like there's one more. I just won one. Wrestling Theology in Indiana. So,
that's awesome.
4 titles right now, all women's titles.
How's that feel carrying all that gold?
It's heavy. I leave them at home. I'm like, unless I need them, they're just hanging on my wall.
What is one of the biggest things that you've had to overcome being a female wrestler?
Biggest thing is there's a lot of fans that will just, try to like when they're like, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, yeah, sure. But then there's some fans that are just a little too touchy, or you got some guys that are in the business that think that they can get any girl. So being a female wrestler is not easy, but you just have to be very like, no, get away from me, no thank you. And some people aren't like that, so it's hard, but I'm very much like, get away from me. So my dad taught me a lot before getting into this business, so it's definitely helped me.
That's good advice from Destiny. She's just started training.
Oh,
How many months now?
Almost
3 months.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. I remember when I took my first bump, I hated it. I was like, I wanted to quit so many times, and I was like, no, I can't quit. I gotta keep going.
Yeah, it was not fun.
Yeah, you hurt the next day. You're like, oh my God.
I know, she comes home and goes, how many bruises do I have from the ropes today, Mom?
I know, right? Your arms, yeah.
So what are some of the advantages? Like, you have any that you could share of being a female wrestler?
I think some of the advantages are like there's a lot of great women's talent, and then there's a lot of women's talent that's not so great. So if you work really hard and you train really hard and you're dedicated and you show that you're here to wrestle and you're not here to just to get like somewhere else to be an actor or whatever. You're here to wrestle. I think a lot of great opportunities will come your way if you're really dedicated and you show that. And there's less women, wrestling than there is men. There's so many guy talents, but there's not as many women. So it's lucky to be a good female wrestler in any area, honestly.
Do you have anything you were wanting to ask? I know you said there was stuff you wanted to ask her.
No, maybe you asked it.
She always gets to take her questions.
You did.
I'm open, anything. I don't mind.
What would your dream match be if you could wrestle anybody?
My dream match would definitely be with Charlotte Flair. My dad's a big Ric Flair fan, so I've been big Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair fan pretty much all my whole life. So that would definitely be my dream match, is to wrestle her in WWE one day.
She's my favorite too. It's like her and Becky Lynch.
Yeah, they're both great. Yeah, I really like Alexa Bliss too. Both really good. Yeah.
Who would you like compare your style to?
I would compare my style to. I got a lot of ideas from Charlotte and Alexa. I actually got a lot of stuff from Jade Cargill too. I think she looks great. Like, she looks amazing. Like, if you even see her in person, you're like, yeah, she looks as good as she looks on the photos. So I've taken a lot of like my attitude and stuff from her recently and watched a lot of her stuff. So there's a lot of girls that you can get different ideas from each of them.
And that's something that Destiny has been talking about too, because her gimmick. Tell her what your gimmick is.
I'm wanting to call myself the Neon Enigma.
Nice.
Pretty much, I walk out being like all shy and stuff, and then I eventually just like snap, and then
Yeah, that's different. You really don't see that at all. So difference when I first started, I was actually really shy, and I was just shy the whole time. And now I'm just like, nah, it's nothing now. This is nothing. Yeah, that's cool. Are you gonna wear like bright colored stuff, like neon stuff?
Yes and no.
Maybe like black with like some neon little here and there.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
She was telling me that she was afraid to go too neon because she didn't want people to think that she was taking from Naomi.
Okay, yeah. No, I don't think so.
See? And she said her biggest thing right now is working on her promos.
Yeah, that was always my hardest thing too, because I was always afraid to speak in front of people, and like I'd be like, what if I said this word wrong or whatever? And then I realized, like, we're all learning, we're all getting better, no one's perfect, we all start somewhere. So definitely just practice promos every day, like in your mirror to yourself. Like, just think of something random, like your perfume bottle, cut a promo on your perfume bottle as like a baby face or a heel. That's things that I would do. Or in my car driving on these long trips, I would just cut promos, and I got a lot better at them. And if you can do it with yourself, you can do it in front of people.
That's really good advice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Speaking of babyface and heel, which is your favorite, if you're allowed to talk about that?
Oh, yeah. I think I like to be a heel better because it's like, I feel like it brings more personality for me. I like to be a heel, and just, I really like to get the fans. But then lately I've been a babyface a lot of places, so I really like being a babyface too. It's great to have all the fans love you, and but it's easier to get people to hate you than to like you. So that's why being a heel is a little bit easier. But I don't know. That's a hard one. I would pick heel. I like to be a heel.
Yeah. It does seem like it would be easier.
Yeah, it's easier. It's funner. If you're having a bad day, you could just take your anger out on people,
I know you already said Charlotte, that's who you'd like to have your dream match with. But is that your favorite female wrestler?
As of right now, yes, that's my favorite female wrestler. That's who I watch a lot of her stuff. Yeah.
I love her. I think she's awesome.
Yeah, she's great. Her gear, her look, everything.
What would you say your favorite match of hers?
Her and Becky Lynch, definitely. Yeah, they've always put on some bangers every time. I've always had her, Bianca, all of them. Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah. Oh, I love her. I think her stage presence.
Yeah, I love her stage
I have to listen.
I love the robes.
Yeah, it's like when we were watching the other night, even without the robe, it's like you're just like, I don't know, captivated, or at least I am.
You're not turning the screen when she's on it, that's for sure.
Right. It's like I can be in the kitchen doing something and I hear her music and I'm like, oh, I'm done. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, exactly.
What is your finisher move?
My finisher is a German suplex. So that's kind of, it was before, it was like a Sister Abigail DDT thing. And then I was at OVW like 3 years ago and I just did a German suplex and Maria James actually like suggested me to do it. And I did it and it got over so well. And then like Al Snow was like, yeah, make that your finish. So I just have made that my finish now ever since for like 3 years now straight. And it's gotten so over, and that's what everyone calls me, the queen of the German suplex, and I have shirts that say it and everything. So it sticked and it worked, and I was like, well, I'll keep it. It's easy enough, you know. Something you can do to everybody, and it works.
I loved watching you. It's like you're not only smooth when you watch, but you are that powerhouse. You know, it's like you're just tough as nails, and we're like, man. Yeah, I want to be her when I grow up.
Yeah, I would say I'm more like a powerhouse, definitely. Yeah, I'm not a flippy high flyer, but I can do some cool stuff, but I'm more of, powerhouse.
There was something else. Oh, you mentioned merch. How can people order that if they're not at a show?
I'm currently working on getting my merch online. All my merch right now is at shows, I have pictures and t-shirts and stuff like that, but currently working on getting my own website and stuff made and getting my wrestling name branded and copyrighted and all of that so I can keep it.
Yeah, we'd like to get some because the last time we saw you, I think you were a heel and you weren't out with everybody.
Yeah.
At the end of the show, I was like, man, we were looking for you.
Yeah, as a heel, I try to like not come out too much, but it sucks because then I don't make money on merch. But
how would people go about trying to book you if they were wanting to get you there?
My Twitter, which is ArieAlexanderAA, and then my Instagram, and then Facebook, all just Arie Alexander. So it's the best way to reach me, mostly Facebook, because I always check my Facebook messengers. So probably Facebook or Twitter or Instagram.
Okay. We'll put that in a link on here for those.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, there was something else I wanted to ask you, and it just ran away. Now you tell us about the struggles. Who was the first person to give you a chance?
The first person to give me a chance would be, his name is Novocaine, and he was the one that was friends with my dad, and we did this little storyline where my dad and him were going back and forth, and he said, well, they kept like trying to one up each other by hurting each other. So one day I walked out with Nova. My dad was like, why is my daughter with him, so. And that's kind of how I got started. So it was called Tough Pro Wrestling, and Novocaine is that guy. He gave me a chance, and I still work there sometimes, every once in a while, when I'm not booked up, just to, let them see me and stuff, and see how much better I've gotten in 5 years. So,
Who has been your toughest opponent?
my toughest opponent, I just went. I had a really good match with Lainey Luck. I'm sure you guys are familiar with her. She was a lot of fun. She was tough. I just wrestled Big Mama. She's tough. Yeah, she's great. Super cool to work with. Hollywood Haley J, really tough. She's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of tough girls out there that I've had to wrestle, for sure.
What's been your favorite?
My favorite, I really like working Julia Hart. I've had some really good matches with her. I've had some good matches with Billy Starks. She's awesome. Haley J again, super fun. We're like sisters, so we just go in there and just talk crap to each other the whole time. It's really fun. There's a lot of good young girls up and coming that are good. Rachel Armstrong, Alice Crowley, some really good people that I really like to work with.
Am I taking any of your questions you have? Just like, no. Okay, girl topic. Who does your hair?
There's a girl, her name's Sarah Davis. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's called Above the Fringe Hair Studio. She's awesome. She's been doing my hair the past few months now, so she's great. So if you live in Cincinnati, definitely check her out.
We're a few hours away from there. We're all the way down in Huntington, West Virginia.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, but I was like, it's always like so vibrant.
Yeah.
You know, which is, what we go for. But,
right.
Well, you can tell I need to do mine, but.
I do too, but I'm like trying to let it fade just a little so I can do the next color,
Another girl topic. What would you say is the best thing? Because Destiny was talking about this the other day. Ring gear. The best kind of a place, like where do you get yours? Like what?
So I get mine from a lady in Canada. I can't. Her name's on Facebook. It's like Swimwears by something. I'd have to send it to you guys, but there's a lot of good gear makers. There's a girl named Allie Parker. She's from Louisville that does gear. It's kind of hard, trying to find the right person, and it takes a while. I've gotten a couple bad gears, and I'm out of $300, $400, and there's nothing I can do about it. But whenever you're ready to get gear, let me know, and I'll hook you up with someone that's good. And that would, because that happened to me. My very first set of gear I got, and I had like a show 2 days later. I got it in the mail, and it was horrible. Like I was like, is this a joke? Like, did they make this? And I had to go to a guy named Michael Zodiac, which was in the area of me, thank God. And he made me gear the same day. I just sat in his house for like 12 hours, and we made my gear. He made my first match gear, and yeah, he's awesome too. He just now got started back into making gear too, so not too far from you guys. I could ship it, a day or two. So yeah, there's some good people out there. It's just pricey, so. But it's worth it once you get it.
And say it's better than like ordering off Shein or something.
Yeah. Sometimes you can get away with some like Amazon stuff and things like that when you first start, depending on what your, character and gimmick is, of course.
She's always worried about it being dependable because, us not so skinny girls sometimes are afraid to.
Yeah, that's me.
Get out.
I'm built weird, so it's like, it's hard to get your measurements and make sure it's perfect, and it's hard. It really is. That's the hardest part, is getting gear, But once you get your gear and you know what fits you and what look you like and stuff like that, then you'll be happy and you'll want to order gear once a week. That was my problem for a long time. All my money went to gear.
What is your favorite part? Your absolute favorite part about wrestling?
Meeting the people. meeting all the fans, meeting different wrestlers, and learning different mindsets of people. Like, definitely meeting people, and not even the traveling parts, because sometimes the traveling part sucks. It's the meeting the people for me. I like to meet people. I'm like a people person, and I like to talk to people, and making people happy makes me happy. So I think that's probably my favorite part.
That's our favorite part. When we go, we like to be able to, I mean, I know I'm not a wrestler, but I like to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Get to know you a little bit instead of just being able to watch.
Exactly. Yeah.
That always means a lot. It's like you were talking about your dad is what got you started wrestling. And that's how it was for me. Like I said, I'm not a wrestler, but I grew up with it. It's like instead of me and my mom bonding through something, it was me and my dad from like 5 years old. It was wrestling every time it was on TV.
That's how it was for me. My mom would always say that, like, okay, you're daddy's girl. She would tell me I would cry and make him sleep with me in the bed at night. If he didn't, I would cry. So I've always been like tough, I've always been tough. My dad put me in karate and boxing and all this stuff when I was younger, and I just was always like a tomboy. I was never a girly girl, and I didn't really think that I would get into wrestling. And then when I did it, and I loved it, and I was like, yep, I'm doing this, and found me a training school, and then never looked back. And he still goes to shows with me and stuff like that, and he's still there, and he's wanting to retire soon from wrestling, so I'll be his last match, and that'll be really fun. Yeah.
What was your dad's name? Are you allowed to?
Yeah, Vladimir Alexander. He does like a Russian gimmick.
Yeah.
So we're like nothing alike. We don't do the same things, but at first I kind of did like the Russian thing, and then I was like, that's not me. So I kind of just changed it up. But yeah, we've done some tags and stuff together, and yeah, it's been fun.
I bet it is. Oh my gosh. That'd be fantastic to be able to do that with your dad.
Right. It's pretty cool. Not many people get to do that.
Mm-hmm. No, especially a female wrestler with their dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So did he as you were growing up, did you get to be with him backstage and everything?
Yeah, I did. That's what everyone says. Like, oh, I remember you when you were just tiny and quiet and didn't talk, and now you're out here doing this too. It's crazy. And I'm like, I know. I never thought so either.
But that's awesome that you have a wrestling family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my parents are really supportive, both of them. They come to my shows with me and watch me and stuff, so it's pretty cool.
Would you have any more advice for people? I know we were talking about the pros and the cons and everything of being a female wrestler. Am I breaking up?
No, you're good.
Okay. It sounded like on my end that I was getting all choppy.
You're good.
But, what to watch for? The trust factor.
It's hard.
Female.
Yeah, I would say you learn over time who you can trust and who you cannot trust. It's hard. It's heartbreaking sometimes because you'll be really dedicated to a certain company or certain people, and then something doesn't go the way that you like, and you might speak up about it, and they will choose that person over you, and you're like, well, I thought, I've been here for so long, and so it's hard. You're gonna go through some things that are gonna hurt you, but it only makes you stronger with time. You just gotta know that, you can't. It's hard. It really is hard. It's hard for me to trust people. I've been hurt too many times. So you just learn over time who you can trust and who not to trust. And then in this business, everyone talks, so you hear a lot of things about everybody. But me, I don't if someone said something about another person, I'm like, well, I go based off how they treat me. I'm not gonna like you because they don't like you. So it could be tough, but you just learn over time. It's a big learning process for sure.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that stuff with us too, because it's been really hard to find female wrestlers that have been willing to come on and talk with us.
Oh yeah, no, I love this stuff.
Me too. Sometimes we get on here and it's like, Okay, we don't know when to shut up.
I'll talk all day too.
Love it. Right offhand, speaking of just talking forever, who would you say your top 5, like of all time, women and men? Like their top 5 women, top 5 men.
So of
Would
course,
be
Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair, Arn Anderson, hence my name, the double A right there, double A, Arn Anderson. It kind of just worked out, and I met him one time, and I was like, I'm the new double A. And he was like, all right, and then we had a really good conversation. Jay Lethal, he's really great too. You ever get the chance to do a seminar with him, or if he's ever up in your area or somewhere you can drive, definitely recommend it. He's really awesome. And I always really liked like Macho Man. I love his style, so that's kind of where I got my fringes and stuff like that from.
That's all. I've always loved him too.
Yeah, I love his look. His look is amazing.
And my first person, I always have to shout his name out. The first person that got me watching and interested in wrestling was Tommy Rich.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it was him and Ric Flair. They were who got me. I was hooked.
Tommy Rich was just on the show Saturday that I was at.
Yeah, we get to see him this Saturday.
Oh, cool.
They're doing. Yeah. He's such an awesome guy.
Yeah,
he's
super
always nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of Arn Anderson, is he a really sweet person?
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. He all the times that I've talked to him, like backstage and stuff at AEW and a couple of indie shows that I've been on where he's been there, he's always talked to me and given me advice, and he's always been a good guy to me, for sure.
Another one that we absolutely love is Bobby Blaze.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, he trains Destiny.
Awesome.
He's training with them.
Well, you got a good trainer then.
Yeah.
And Anthony Stidham. Probably know that. Brock's Boulder.
Yeah.
Grappling Inc. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. Well, that's awesome. My training school, I didn't learn that great at first at the school that I chose, but then over time I started going to different trainers and stuff, and I got a lot better.
Do you ever stop learning? I mean, is it just a constant progressive?
It's a constant, yeah, it really is. Like, if someone tells you, like, oh, well, I only have to train for a year, then I'm good. No, just never stop training. You'll never stop learning. I just did this seminar with Jay Lethal a couple weeks ago, and he was teaching us the basics, like how to whip someone off. And just the way he taught us, I was like, wow, I feel like I've been doing it wrong for 5 years. This is crazy. Everyone will teach you something different, so you'll learn something different from everyone, and you could just take from whoever you want or just twist it up, make it your style. But no, you never stop learning.
Do you have any advice for Destiny or anybody watching, any female wrestlers, of who would be the best to watch?
Yeah, I think the best would be, it's just really your preference on your type of style that you kind of want to do. But my advice would be just, you can even watch people on the indies and stuff like that. There's a lot of good girls on the indies to watch for, and there's a lot of good promotions like GCW and OVW and all these places that you can watch some of these girls at that are really good. And my big advice would be just don't give up. Keep doing it. It'll pay off eventually if you just keep going and work hard.
Thanks. She won't tell you, but she watches you every chance she gets to. Like if she's searching through YouTube and whatever.
I know. I upload like my own videos on there. I always record every single one of my matches, and I just never post them because I'm lazy. So post your matches.
You're like, I have done it. I fought it. I don't care.
Yeah. I'm like, the show's over. I'm going home. I'm going to bed. I got work tomorrow.
If you wouldn't have picked wrestling, what do you think you would have done?
I always wanted to be like an ER nurse, like an emergency room nurse. I always thought that would be really cool, and I just, again, like how I love people and stuff. And right now, I'm currently trying to be a firefighter and get my go to EMT school. So I just took my test, and then I got my physical coming up. So hopefully everything goes well with that, and then I can do that too. And that helps in wrestling because then I could be a certified EMT, and then I could be there if someone gets hurt and stuff like that too. So that's my goal I'm working on right now, on top of trying to do all these cool shows.
That's awesome. I love that. That's impressive. You are a hard worker.
Yeah.
You're not like, oh, I'm just going to do this and go home now.
Yeah. Get it over with.
Yeah. Oh. I know you started to, I thought I might have interrupted you. I didn't mean to. When I said any other advice for maybe even younger girls that are looking,
Like,
up to you guys that are really wanting to do this.
They're wanting to do it. Yeah, I would tell them, yeah, definitely. If this is something you want to do, then do it. There's nothing stopping you. Just do it. Like, if this is something, I have some young girls that are fans of mine that all the time that tell me, like, I want to be you when you grow up, and I'm like, do it, but be better than me. I want to wrestle you one day. That's my goal. I want to be able to wrestle people that watched me when I was, their age, and they loved me. So definitely, if anyone wants to do this, just do it. Like, it's worth it. You'll love it.
I see. You might be able to one day.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love that.
That would be, and then you could say, I got to interview her on a podcast. I've known her since. Yeah.
I love wrestling girls that are like up and coming and new, and I love it. There's some people out there that are like, oh, I don't want to wrestle new people, and I'm like, give them to me. I'll do it. I love wrestling. We were all there once, right? So I love it.
Yeah, and you can help teach them,
Exactly, yeah.
Teach them the right way and help encourage them. I love that. You seem like you're so encouraging.
Yes,
other people, and that means a lot because I'm not bad mouthing anyone, but I know there's some that'll just, like I said, I'm not bad mouthing. I'm not naming any one person, but I know that there's been some to where it'll be like, I'm really not sure I want to talk to you. You know what I mean?
There's definitely people like that. There's people who treated me like that when I was coming up, and they were like, well, you're just a green girl. We don't want to wrestle you, or, well, and I'm just like, okay, but weren't you or me, before too? So there's definitely people out there like that have that mindset, and just people like that won't succeed. So you just gotta be if you're a good person and you do good things will come to you. If you're someone like that, you might have your 5 seconds of fame, but it's not going to last for you. So that's just how I view it.
And I think that's a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just life in general, like you said, you did good things will come to you. And I think that's one of the biggest pieces of advice anybody could give for any situation.
Yes.
Speak. Come on.
She's like, you asked everything.
I tell her, write down some questions.
Yeah.
And then you won't be so afraid to talk. See, we tell her that this is good practice.
Yeah.
For her promos and stuff. And she's come a long way. You're just she laughs. I told her I was always bashful too when I was her age.
Yeah.
You couldn't get me to talk to anybody without my face turning 10 shades of red. But now I'm at the age where I'm kind of like,
right, exactly.
Like here you don't.
How old are you?
I'm 50.
Oh wow, you don't look 50 at all. You look great.
Thanks. I needed that today. Thank you.
I want to guess that. How old are you, Destiny?
20.
Okay, so yeah, you're starting at the perfect age too. You have so much time. I started when I was 18, so 18, 19, and I'm almost 25. So yeah, you got so much time and you'll be fine, I promise.
You really came a long way in what, 6-7 years.
Yes, yeah.
That's awesome. I mean,
I'm proud of what I've done. Like, I tell my dad and I tell everyone, like, if something happened and I stopped wrestling, I would be happy with what I've accomplished. Of course, my goal is I'm still trying to make it, you know, whether that's AEW or WWE. I'd love to be on either one, but, you know, I'm happy with what I've done so far, definitely.
I believe you'll make it. I mean,
I think
you're talented, you're a go-getter, you're not, a spoiled brat that's just like, well, if I can't do it now,
Yeah, right?
I believe you'll get there. I can see it.
Me too. It's a lot of patience, that's for sure.
But anything worth having is worth waiting for, right?
That's true. That is true.
Do you have any relationship advice as far as dating in the industry, or the way it affects outside of wrestling? I mean, because I know it's got to take a lot of patience. I try to put myself in people's shoes, like, man, how does their spouse feel sitting at home while they're wrestling, while they're traveling? Or
So, yeah, it's once you really get into wrestling, it's hard to date someone outside of wrestling because a lot of people don't understand the busy schedule, and then the fans that may flirt with you and stuff like that, they like kind of get jealous. So it's very hard to date outside of the business, but then when you do date inside of the business, you gotta be prepared that if you guys break up, there could be drama. There's gonna always be people in your business, and it's hard. I just went through it myself where I was dating in the business, and I went through a really hard breakup. I was completely blindsided. I had no idea. I didn't see it coming, and he broke up with me, and I could tell the tea on here, but I'll just say he broke up with me because he got signed to NXT. That's just the truth, you know. He tried to tell me it was just because he needed to focus on himself, but it was really because he got signed and he wanted to live that lifestyle of being single and the girls and drugs and partying, and kind of just like tossed our year relationship out the window. And it's just like, you know, those are things you might have to deal with, you know, dating in the business, and it's hard, you know, but it's very hard to date outside the business. So it's kind of like a lose-lose, really, you know. And then if you date someone in the business and then you break up and then you date someone else in the business and you get called like a ring rat, or you sleep around with all the wrestlers. But, you know, I don't listen to anyone else. I just do what makes me happy. And if someone comes into my life that makes me happy and that's who I want to be with, and that's who I want to be with. I don't really care what anyone else says. But as of right now, I'm staying single.
that's what I was going to say. Is it easier to just be single and not worry about any of it?
When you're young, just focus on your career and just really just focus on your career and make that your biggest priority. If someone comes into your life that treats you right, makes you happy, then go for it. But, you know, my biggest thing is I've always focused on my career. I've always been that person that wants someone by my side that shares the same things as me and stuff. And, you know, that could be tricky and it could be hard. So
That's really good advice. That's really good advice, because I know just a regular life, it's hard. Relationships are hard, much less having that kind of a strain on it.
it could be, yeah. I would try to date guys that weren't in the business or anything. They're like, well, you're always busy and you're gone 5 days a week. And, you know, this fan, you took a picture with this fan and he had his arm around you. I'm like, you cannot be jealous. Like, you got to know that I'm with you, but I'm busy. This is my life. This is my lifestyle. It's the life I chose. You either like it or you don't. And they don't ever like it, hardly. So I get to find someone that likes it. So, you know, we'll get there eventually.
They should be happy
Right.
that people like you like that, that
I
you're
know, I'm
still
like, you're dating a
theirs.
superstar. You should be happy, right?
Yeah, exactly. It should be an
And then
honor.
dating
Like,
in the
look
business
who
is
I'm with.
easier. Yeah, dating in the business is easier because they understand it, and a lot of times you guys can travel together and do stuff like that. So it's really cool. But then again, if something comes along, then things happen. So it is what it is.
It's important to stay friends afterwards, if possible, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is. You would like that, but sometimes certain situations, then it's not the case. Yeah.
So what do you have planned next? Like, where are you wanting to get to? Do you know?
I have
Move forward?
I have a couple cool matches coming up. I have a match coming up at KFW going against Camille, the former NWA Women's Champion. So really excited for that one. I've never worked her yet, so I think that would be cool. I'm doing CCW, another big promotion out of Florida. Got that coming up, and then I have AEW coming up. So I'm hoping all three of those go really well.
Do you know if you're going to be around this area anytime soon? You know, West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio.
Yeah, so I have West Virginia coming up in November. I think it's Beckley, West Virginia, I believe. And that's where I'm defending my women's title. And then I know, Tennessee, Florida, and then I believe Indiana. I have some Indianas coming up.
You're busy.
Yeah, I'm busy this month. On top of trying to fit in, me and my mom love to go to haunted houses, so I'm trying to fit in to still go to haunted houses with her too. This is our favorite season, so I'm go to a haunted house and then go to the show the next day, try to come home, make it to go to another haunted house.
What's the best one you've ever been to? Like the best,
There's this one in Louisville called Haunted Hotel. And they're allowed to touch you and everything, and it's really fun. We like scary stuff. We want to get scared.
Yeah.
We just went to one, Waynesfield, Ohio, and it was really cool too. They touched you and they duct taped your hands together and made you crawl through this little crawl space.
Oh my gosh.
It was fun. Me and my mom are crazy. We like stuff like that, and everyone's like, "No, they can touch you. No thanks, I'm good." I'm like, "Yeah, I love it."
So what was what part of Ohio was that?
Waynesfield?
Waynesfield.
I've never been there.
I've never heard of it. So I'm gonna write it down.
It's called Hammer's Brothers Circus or something like that.
And the other one was Haunted Hotel.
Haunted Hotel, Louisville, Kentucky.
I have to see which one's closest.
Yeah, definitely. You guys should check both of them out if you can.
We love those. There's one around here that we've been wanting to check, but we haven't. What was the name of that? Something Manor? 12 Pole Manor?
Yeah.
Yeah, we travel to them, so yeah, I'll definitely check that out too.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to check that one out, but so we're gonna be checking that one too. We love that stuff. We love it, and sometimes we're like, "Is there something wrong with us?" I mean,
yeah, right. That's what I said to my mom. Like, is there something wrong that we like to go there, basically get abused? Like, is there? Like, yeah, well.
But it's fun, I guess, because it's outside of actual reality.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
What were you gonna say?
I was just saying, it's fine. We're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's probably fun.
Yeah. Do you have anything?
No.
Now, when we get off of here, she's gonna be like, "Oh, I should have asked her this and this and this."
Just shoot me a message and I'll respond. It's fine.
Do you have anything else you want everybody to know?
I don't think so. Not that I can think of.
Puppies or kitty cats? I just had to ask.
I'm such an animal person, so that's hard.
Well,
I'm like I have 2 big dogs. I have an Akita and then a Husky German Shepherd mix. Both crazy dogs. And then I really love cats too. I just brought home a baby kitten like that I found outside of a show that was like this big, that still needed milk. It was just by itself. I brought it home and my mom's like, no, we don't need no more animals. And now it's like her best friend. And she's like 6 months old now. My mom's like, oh, I'm so happy you brought her in. And I'm like, she was like, oh, I don't know what I would do without her. I'm like, you're welcome.
Right.
So just growing up, we've always had cats and dogs and fish and I've had ferrets. I've had pet rats. Like, I'm just an animal person. So, but if I had to choose, I would probably choose dogs.
See, I'm a cat person. She's the dog person.
Yeah.
We have a German Shepherd lab mix.
Oh.
And he looks just like a lab. You can't tell there's any shepherd in him whatsoever.
Really?
But he is the sweetest dog, but he is so stubborn. It's like you cannot teach him anything.
Yeah, that's how my German Shepherd Husky is. He's so smart. Like, he should have been like a cadaver dog. Like, if you come home and you got like a little, like if I got my blood drawn or anything, he knows. He'll come right to you and smell it. Like, he's so smart, but he's very sweet, but he's very independent. Like, he just likes to do his own thing. Like, he'll just mostly be by himself doing his own thing. And then my Akita, he's like 120 pounds and he has to be laying on your lap at all times. Like,
Aww.
he's a baby. He acts like he's a baby. And I'm like, whatever. I got 2 different personality dogs. I don't know how it happened. I raised them the same.
I guess they really are just like people.
They are.
You never know what personality you're going to get, until you. But I bet he's a good comfort animal, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He sleeps with me. Takes up my bed every day. I'm like, dang, I need a bigger bed.
Keeps you from being able to roll over without.
Definitely. I basically sleep on the floor. He takes up the whole bed.
Music. What's your favorite kind of music?
I'm really big into country music. I like country music. I like some like hip hop music, and like old school rock stuff that like my mom would kind of raise me on. But it's always mostly been country music. I'm just a big country fan.
Who's your favorite?
Of course, I love Morgan Wallen. I'm basic. I like Morgan Wallen. I like Toby Keith and Luke Combs. Yeah, my mom raised me on Toby Keith, so we have a rule like in the car, if a Toby Keith song comes on, we're not allowed to skip it. So, and then like Sam Hunt and just a lot of different country singers, honestly. What music do you guys like?
Everything.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Everything. She is mostly emo, metalcore, mostly.
Yeah.
She's pretty much anti-country, although I talked her into going to a Travis Tritt, Chris Jensen, and War Hippies show with me. And she was like, oh, she said this was so good, but she still don't like for me to play it in the CD player though, or Bluetooth it. She's like, oh, Mom, I can't do it today.
Yeah. It's not for everyone.
I like it, especially when I'm, like I said, I like everything, but I like to listen to it when I'm just wanting to just drive and just, not really think too much. It's like not so serious that it's got my brain going crazy. And
right.
Yeah. I like it. Chris Jensen and Luke Bryan are like, and Tim McGraw. They're my 3 favorites.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite metalcore band, Destiny? You better say the right answer.
No.
Late 9. Hot call, late 9. Had to give you a shout out. What is your favorite? One more question, and I'll let you go if you need to.
Oh,
what is your favorite? I always like to ask this. Your favorite post-wrestling snack, post-match snack? or
I'm a
meal?
chocolate fan, so I eat anything chocolate. Like, I don't know. I don't really like sour stuff or like gummies or nothing. If you give me just a chocolate candy bar, I'm happy. Like anything chocolate, I'll eat it. I'm not picky when it comes to candy at all. I would say that's probably what I eat. I know you probably should eat like a banana or something like healthy, but no, I don't.
we went out to eat with a bunch of them from FTC, and everybody was getting, whatever junk food, and Destiny got this healthy grilled chicken and stuff. And one of the girls looked at her and said, "You're not supposed to eat healthy after wrestling. What are you doing?"
Right.
Everything I'm eating that day.
I just thought it was funny. I'm sitting here eating, deep fried tacos.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
It has
guys.
been so fun. Like I said, is there anything else?
No, I don't believe so. Good, yeah.
I hope we get a chance to talk again, do this again.
Yeah, definitely. Do a checkup, follow up or something.
Yeah. And you'll definitely have to let us know how you do on your next couple of shows.
I will.
And we'll try to get out to the next one where you're semi-close at least,
Yeah, I'll let you guys know where I'm close to that area.
Okay. That'd be great. You sure you don't have anything?
I'm sure. I'm sure we covered everything.
Okay. Well. But again, thank you. And we will talk to you soon. Everybody, go like, follow, subscribe to Arie's socials. Go watch her wrestle. Just follow her. And if you get to go to a live show, bring her chocolate.
Yeah, please.
I'm sure she'll appreciate that. Bring her chocolate. This has been Cindy and Destiny of Keep It Real podcast and the awesome Arie Alexander. You all go give her a like, okay? Go see her. Independent wrestling's important. Go see her.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.